What's going on, everybody? My name's Nick Herman, and everyone keeps asking me about how many guitars I have and what I have, so I'm gonna make a quick video of a tour of my guitar collection. This is number one. This is a 1996 Fender Stratocaster Mexican Strat. Very thin neck, very thin neck. When I first started playing electric guitar, I thought thin neck was what I wanted and that's what I loved, and to be fair, I mean, I still like it. I think I bought this in 2009. I think I was in 8th or 9th grade. Don't play it too much anymore, but I still love it because it's number one. My cousin sold me this guitar for $250. This is actually my cousin's, and we have a deal that if I ever want to get rid of it, I have to sell it back to him for exactly what I purchased it for, and I can't wear a belt while I play this guitar. That's our deal of how I bought this. So that's the Strat. This is guitar number two. This is my 2011 Gibson Les Paul Jr. As you can see, it does not have a single dog ear P90. It actually has a single humbucker. It has the coil tap on the tone knob. I bought this my junior year of high school, and I really wanted TV yellow. I really wanted a Junior. This isn't quite to spec as I would have preferred. So this has a satin finish. It's not real TV yellow where you can see the grain through it. It's just a plain TV yellow guitar. Don't get me wrong, plays great, sounds great. The tuners don't quite work. They don't do very well. The pots really suck. When you volume it down to about 5, you get nothing until you reach about 5, and then you lose everything between basically 5 and 2. So volume knob is not great. But for my first Gibson, it was really great. I bought it for I think $600. Guitar number two. Guitar number 3 and 4. Only reason I'm calling this 3 and 4, this is a Fender 12 string. I have basically the same thing in a 6 string. It's just at my parents' house because I keep it there because I have a different acoustic that I play around with, and I want to have something to play when I go over there. So this is the 12 string that I purchased so I could play Hotel California and record that. It was like 300 bucks. It works great. My other one was also around 300. And if you're in the market for an acoustic guitar, Fender really does well in their, budget-friendly acoustics. I think they sound really good. For what you get for the money, I really enjoy that. And there are other brands out there that people are going to find better, but I was really, really happy with both of my purchases on my 12 string and my 6 string. So this would be guitars number 3 and 4. Guitar number 5. Mambo number 5. This was a big deal when I bought this. Still is. I still can't believe that I pull it out of the case every time that I play it. I can't believe it's mine. This is a PRS Custom 24. I bought it in 2018. It's a 2017 model. I bought it actually about a year after I started working. I really saved for it. I always wanted one. It's got a quilt maple top. It's called Autumn Sky is the finish. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Brazilian rosewood neck, ebony fretboard. It's got the hybrid materials, so it's brass and nickel stuff, metals on it. I love this guitar. It plays so well. It looks so cool. It's a PRS. It's perfect. Everything about this guitar is perfect. The only downside to this guitar is that sometimes I'm afraid to play it because I just want to keep it so nice. There's just not a downside to this guitar. So guitar number 5. This is guitar number 6. This is probably my favorite guitar. I'm the most familiar with it. I think I play it the best. I think I'm the most accurate with it. This is my 1958 Gibson Custom Shop Les Paul reissue. Les Paul Standard reissue. It's beautiful. The 58s are supposed to have a plain top. It's hard to see in this light, but this has a blistered maple top. So you've got flame in it, but also just, if you even take the flame out of it in certain lights, it's just beautiful maple. I didn't intend for this to be my favorite guitar. I went into a guitar shop while I was killing time in between work one day, and this was hanging up, and I was like, well, if I pick an expensive guitar, I won't want to buy it, which was the dumbest thing that I'd ever done. I play this on every single gig that I've ever had. It's pretty much been my main one, and I love it. I love everything about it. There's not really a downside to this guitar, other than maybe the neck is fragile, just because it's a Gibson. Guitar number 6. Guitar number 7. If you want to start a fight, just say that you like a Silver Sky better than a Strat. Just go to a party and just throw that out there and then leave, and then just see what happens. It'll erupt. It's so funny. This is my 2018 PRS Silver Sky model, John Mayer signature in Horizon Red. And I love this guitar. I'm not a Strat guy. My first guitar was a Strat. It's great, I like it. I don't really play it, but I'm not really a Strat guy. This is what I would want a Strat to be if I were to play it. only thing I don't like is the radius. Sometimes I feel like the bends kind of bend out and you can't have the action low enough for my preference. But other than, I mean, whatever. I'm not that good to be complaining about it. Other than that, I really like it. I played Sultans of Swing on this, and I think it really matched. I mean, I was able to sort of kind of match the tone of Mark Knopfler. A lot of it comes from his fingers, and I don't have his fingers, and I never will. But the neck is chunkier than my Strat for sure. Way chunkier than my Strat. I wish I could play more. The only thing is the pickups are so quiet, and I don't have a sound guy when I play live, so everything's just set. So when I plug this in, it sounds way quieter than every other guitar I have. Other than that, no issues with this guitar. Love it. Highly recommend it. This is guitar number 8. This is my Taylor 614 CE Builder's Edition. I like it because it has the armrest on the side. I like it because it doesn't have a pick guard. It's a little more cut in here. The back is a burst, flamed maple, cool as heck. But the finish is called Silent Satin. It's not a gloss finish, which I did not want when I bought an acoustic guitar. I wanted a matte finish, and that's what this has. It has the gold tuners and the gold hardware. I think that it is the most beautiful acoustic instrument that I've ever laid eyes on. I also think that it's the best sounding acoustic guitar that I've ever played or heard. Can't change my mind on it, sorry. I bought this in October of 2019, and I told myself that it was going to be the last guitar that I would ever buy. My goal in 2020 was not to buy any more guitars. Did that work? Short answer, no, it did not work. Because literally in January of 2020, I didn't even make it a month without buying a new guitar in the new year. And I told myself I wasn't going to buy any, but my justification was that, well, this would just count for 2019 buys because I wanted it in 2019 and not in 2020. I just bought it in 2020. This is my Epiphone. It's the only Epiphone that I have, and probably the only Epiphone I'll ever buy. G1275 double neck. I wanted this so I could play Hotel California live because I think I just idolized the Eagles and I idolized Don Felder and his Gibson 1275. And I wanted one like it. I wanted to get a Gibson, but they're like $8,000 minimum, or $7,000 I think maybe I saw somewhere, but I wasn't going to spend the money for a double neck when it wasn't going to be even, I could not justify that cost. So I bought this. This is the Epiphone model. When I got it, the fretboard was filthy. The tuners are atrocious. The switches were atrocious. The pots are atrocious. The sound is decent, but it gets the job done, and I really like it. And it's just cool. It's such a conversation starter at a gig. So this is guitar number 9. Now in 2020, I told myself after this one, I'm totally done because now I have everything I need, right? 8 guitars, that's gotta be enough. I'm done in 2020. I'm not buying any more guitars in 2020. And it's December. Actually, it was November. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm done. I watched a review on the Gibson Les Paul specials. And we watched Gibson struggle for a while in basically 2015 to 2019, early 2019. And then they came out, and they kind of came out swinging because they started doing some really cool stuff. And I've never been a P90 guy, but I wanted to try them. So here I am in 2020, and I bought my last guitar of 2020, totally last one. My Gibson Les Paul Special with 2 P90s, TV yellow, awesome guitar. Highly recommend this. I mean, this is one of my favorite guitars that I've ever bought, played, etc. The neck is great. Everything's great on it. Love this guitar. So this is guitar number 10. And now I'm done. I'm done in 2020. I can't buy any more guitars. Except, I mean, I don't want to buy any guitars in 2021. So if I'm going to buy another guitar, it might as well stay in 2020, right? 2 weeks after I bought my special, I buy another one. Actually, it was a week. I didn't make it 1 week after buying that special before I really treated myself with my 1957 Gibson Les Paul Jr. reissue from the Gibson Custom Shop. This was my dream guitar. I mentioned my Junior earlier and how I didn't quite like it because it didn't have everything right. It was a Junior, but it wasn't real to me. It wasn't the real, it didn't have the vibe. This guitar has everything that guitar didn't. I love this guitar. I'm so happy with it. There's a good chance that it may have slept in my bed the first night that I owned it. It was awesome. It is just, I can't believe it's mine. I can't believe I'm holding it. This is guitar number 11, and this is the last of my guitars. But I think I mentioned I had 12 guitars. And what I say is true. It was my last 6-string. It was my last 6-string guitar. This is not really a 6-string guitar at all. This is my bass. This is a PRS Gary Granger 4-string bass in Livingston Lemon Drop is the color, and this is so cool. I'm sorry that I saved the bass for last. I probably should have done that earlier, but I don't know. It still counts in my opinion. If it doesn't, then I have 11 guitars. If it counts, then I have 12. No big deal. Love this bass. Not planning on buying another bass, truthfully, because I really don't need one. Then again, I don't need another guitar, but guitars are way more fun to buy. So, with that said, those are my guitars. All 12 of them. And I'm never gonna buy another one again.